leaving for work that day, it was February 2nd. Leading up to it, I had a really, really crazy couple of weeks. It was like any other day. I went and had my smoke and my coffee, and then I was on my way. Driving to work, I felt a little weird, but not too bad. I just felt a little under the weather, like I was catching something. Once I got to work, that's when I really started noticing something that was off. I felt really sick. I felt like I was stayed up for too long, like for 2 days. Uh, couldn't see good. My hearing was a little in and out. I was starting to get hot. That fever was coming. Going to the hospital, I think, was one of the scariest times in my life. I don't know how to explain how scared and confused I was. I was starting to get really overheated. Like I was starting to sweat, and it was like February 2nd, so it was still kind of cold. I was leaning out of my window, hoping someone would come down. I could hardly see. I didn't know what was going on. I felt like out of myself. The guy behind me was like, "Can you roll up your window?" And I was like, "No." Threw my jacket at him and told him to toughen up. The first time I died was when I got to the hospital. Getting out of the car, that's when I fell, and that's all I remember. Okay. But when I woke up, it was a month and a bit later. I was so scared. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was confused. It was like getting drunk and passing out in someone's house, and then they ship you off to another house and you wake up somewhere else. That's how you feel. Um, yeah. I don't know. I didn't just have a stroke. I had an ulcer let go in my stomach, and it perforated my large intestine, which where they had to cut me open from my sternum to my bottom of my belly button, pull me open like a fish, take out my insides and clean them all off and do all that. And then my lungs filled up with fluid, so they had to put a trach in me and go down there and vacuum it out. It's pretty fun times. When I was in the hospital, um, it was good and bad. I really learned how to be patient because I was a patient in the hospital, and well, we all know that, right? So yeah, I'm glad that my friend showed up. That was a really big thing. You know, it helped break up the monotony of what was going on. Okay, well, I spent 5.5 months at the Foothills Hospital. Um, it seemed longer than it was. It felt like I've been there for a couple years at that moment. It was intense. My life made tons of changes. One of them is stairs now, like McMahon Stadium, a place I frequent all the time. I can hardly walk up them. I need a lot of assistance and a lot of help. I like watching movies. It's really hard for me as well. I need a railing. I like going and seeing movies on my own. Another one would be hockey. The Saddle Dome is not fit for me because I need a friend to walk up the stairs. Another sad thing is that my class six was taken away from me because of my balance issues that I had. So I cannot ride a motorbike anymore. With fields, with a little bit of snow, ice out there, it's slippery. With my balance issues, I can't control like most people. It's very hard for me. A lot of people don't understand how hard and difficult it is for me to do this, but I always have to find another way. I always got to keep fighting to do it. Well, 4 years since I've had my stroke. It was a hard road. I came out of it. I'm glad my one buddy wrote a letter to Bret Hart, which actually came in and seen me, which is like so cool that he came in. He didn't spend like that 45-second meet. He actually stayed there for 2 hours. We talked about everything, like impossible, and he was like my favorite wrestler of all time. He's like one of the idols that I look up to, so that was killer. And that's one thing. And then my friends, they gave me this when I was in there to cheer me up, because I was like, I didn't know what was going on, and they gave this to me, but I was out at the time, so I got it when I was awake. They also fundraised for me, so I can get a funeral for myself, because I had a 30% chance of living. So they fundraised, so my family had some extra money so we can afford a funeral. But apparently we didn't need it, so that was cool. That happened. It was a part of my tuition to school, so that was cool. So that helped out a little, and this great set of people, and it helped me in my life. And then the road to recovery was a little hard, because I went from a wheelchair to a walker to arm crutches and then to a cane, and now I'm walking again, which is great. So that's something for me to look after. So, all right.